Hello, everybody. Let's start our Saturday's show. And today I have very special guests. It's Grandmaster Mihail Marin, his wife Maria Yugina, and our special guest also is Jimmy Ida. Welcome, all of us, to the show, and we'll start the show right away. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you. Yeah, just before we were all backstage, we talked a little bit about the haircuts for grandmasters. I also had very special haircuts. I already told about it on ibmtv. I'm not going to repeat myself, but anyway, I'm not grandmasters anyway, so it doesn't count. So regardless what it is, it's good. It's okay. To me, it's a mother of all haircuts. And you know what? I don't need to wear this. Because this is what I was doing because I had so much hair, but I don't need that anymore. Now I'm very happy with my haircut.
I still need mine.
So today, we discussed a lot lately with Grandmaster Marin. One game, actually, before going about this game, what I want to say is that we showed lately a lot of historical games from Steinitz. We showed some Murphy games, and what it is that generally Lasker, Emmanuel Lasker, who was the longest serving world champion for 27 years, he was considered to be as a continuation of a Steinitz era and Steinitz methods, what he discovered about chess, and which is basically the cornerstone of today's chess theory. However, Lasker went a little bit beyond that and farther than that, but he was so underestimated even as today. His methods of the fight over the chessboards are still not discovered fully, and it deserves to be discovered yet. The only players who were probably followers of Lasker's method of play was probably Victor Korchnoi. Would you agree with me?
Yes, may I say a few words about Lasker? Because actually
Absolutely.
There is a project, a German project of 3 volumes on Lasker, and I was working on the chess part. Mm-hmm. So you are right. Okay, Steinitz was the first player who understood that in chess there is some logic. I mean, earlier the fashion was that both players started some attack, not very sound many times, but that one who was more better skilled tactically, that one would win. But Steinitz understood that things happen for some reason, and he issued this term of strategic thinking and play. But of course, he was a pioneer, and he wanted to prove his theory right. And he actually went a bit too far because actually before having this revelation, he was a brilliant tactical player. He won many attacking.
Yeah, we saw his game against Bardeleven.
Yes, and also Hampe, some earlier games. Yes.
Yeah.
But against Bardeleven, he was already old. Old for that time. He, like Fischer, died on the age of 64, which is symbolic for chess.
Yes,
but he had these very difficult matches with Chigorin. Chigorin was an attacking player, but he was a reasonable thinker. I said, okay, this is what I can do, this I do. And Steinitz limited himself somehow because he wanted to play only in the new style, the positional style. If he had played normally, I mean, using his strategic and tactical skills, he would probably have just crushed Chigorin. But no, he took up unnecessary challenges. And for this reason, he lost many games. Lasker was wiser. He was a mathematician, a philosopher, a friend of Einstein. Actually, Einstein thought that Lasker was wiser than him. And he understood what was positive in Steinitz's thinking. He learned a lot from it, but he maintained his freedom to be himself. And he could actually play in several. He had a very wide repertoire not of openings, but of playing methods. He was good in endgame, and many people thought he was mainly a psychologist over the board, but I'm not really sure. He had a strength to do what he wanted to do. He has, like if you have your hand and you can just grab the position and mold it somehow, and so he has this. And what is why the comparison you mentioned with Korchnoi? Why it is so good? Korchnoi was also, he could play in very different styles. But at the age of 63, I believe it was in 1935. So Lasker was 63. Okay, quite some age for those times. In principle, he played a tournament in Moscow. He lost his title long time ago, and actually he didn't play so much. After losing his title, he had some years when he played, but not so much. And in Moscow, he got a high place. I believe he was third, even though it was an elite tournament. He beat Capablanca in the tournament, which was quite some revenge, Capablanca being younger than him. But what is even more interesting is that his play was very modern. Many of even his openings, I mean, some of them are still actual nowadays. I mean, they're still playing some of the things he designed for 1935. And his play is somehow, because there is this tendency, I also have it, but less and less each time. I believe in the classics. I love all these guys, Morphy, Anderson. Actually, I love Anderson more than Morphy, but okay, that's my personal thing. And then, okay, these guys, Capablanca, Lasker, Alekhine. But I have the feeling in principle that the real modern chess, which was really strong and scientific, was after the Second War. The Soviet school and some other players. And still, I think that Lasker and also Alekhine, I think. I mean, okay, I can only tell about players I have studied and written about them. But studied, I mean, just studied very seriously. Both Lasker and Alekhine, I think they would be doing fine nowadays. I mean, of course, you have to offer them some time to catch up with theory.
Yeah.
But I mean, the concept and the calculating power, I think they were just great. So sorry if this was long, but okay. About Lasker, I really know one or two things.
Yes. May I ask a question?
Yeah, Jim, please go ahead.
I would say in the United States, what we thought of the Morphy and Anderson era as romantic era of chess. And then when it was after Steinitz, it was the classical era of chess. And so Steinitz, Lasker, and then Capablanca, we thought was the ultimate, the ultimate winner in the classical era, because he played by the Steinitzian principles, and he really was profound in the way he mastered them, so that he was a terror. People would get, we call it Fischer fever after Bobby Fischer, but people would call him the machine. And Lasker was often in the United States underappreciated, because Steinitz was given the honor of having established the theories and Capablanca perfecting them. And we didn't give Lasker as much credit as I believe he deserves. So I'm really enjoying listening to you discuss how profound Lasker's play was.
No, I agree, but I think that one of the reasons why many people don't love Lasker is the fact that he was a bit tricky. I mean, he was good, but he also knew how to prolong his career. For instance, in 1912, Rubinstein was probably the strongest player, Akiba Rubinstein. He won all the super tournaments he played in, 5 in 1 year. For those times, I mean, okay, 5 tournaments. Even nowadays, if you win 5 elite tournaments, you are good in just 1 year. Those times there were less tournaments, and he avoided somehow the match with Rubinstein and with Schlechter, Schlechter was less strong than Rubinstein probably, but he had his good years, but very solid. And first of all, he waited a bit so that he passes over his peak, and then he told me it was two restrictions he put. He said, "Look, dear, we play as many games as you wish, but you have to come up with 3,000 Deutsche Mark, I believe it was, for each game we are playing."
Yes.
So Schlechter could gather funds for only 10 games. And then the second condition was that if we drew the match, I retain the title. If you beat me by 2 points, you become a world champion. If you beat me by 1 point, then we ask the jury to decide who played better.
I did not know this. This is new to me.
Out of 10 games, he had to win 6-4. I mean, not so easy. Out of 10 games, because he could not get more. That's the point. He could. It was like a cat caught between two extremes. And actually, he was leading. The score was 5-4 for Schlechter before the last game, and it was a crazy game.
He had to win.
Yeah, because he was afraid that if he makes a draw, that everything was actually arranged. So, and he eventually lost. He had no. The game was really crazy. It was upside down. None of them was really winning at any point, but at a certain point, it was really better for Schlechter. He eventually lost, and okay, Lasker retained his title, and then Schlechter a few years earlier, he died of hunger.
The question we had was that it seemed to us that Schlechter could have drawn that game if he was playing for a draw, and why didn't he? Because he was a point ahead. So we never understood this.
Yes. But there was this clause also, yeah. And also there was a very expensive watch, this pocket watch, I believe, gold or something very expensive, which was supposed to be for the match winner. And Lasker got it, even though the match was even. Yes. So Schlechter got nothing. He remained a poor chess player who died of hunger. He lived with his mom, and I believe somewhere during the war or something, he was living in some Austro-Hungarian city, I believe. So yeah, that was somehow sad. So because of this, I resisted to like Lasker for a long time.
Yes.
But after this project, I worked almost a year on this, analyzed the games for these books. I came to the conclusion that the guy was good. I mean, you have the feeling that he just uses his hands to draw the painting he wanted on the board.
Well, Sasha mentioned that he was champion for 27 years, but I have always felt that except for the outbreak of World War I, Rubinstein would have won the match against him, Lasker.
I think that Rubinstein would have crushed him. But Rubinstein had he was not so stable psychologically, mentally. Actually, he spent the second half of his life in a hospital for mental disease.
Yes.
But he was following the smooth of Botvinnik matches, and so probably. But do you know the story how Lasker became a world champion? Actually,
probably not.
How he got to play a match with Steinitz. Okay, he was young with some mustache like this, some rather ridiculous mustache when he was young, and he won some tournaments in England, and then. In Europe, Zygmunt Taras was considered the strongest player.
Right.
But he was also a doctor, so he was not interested to play with Steinitz, who lived in the States already. So it was not really. But he was considered the best in Europe. And Lasker, the young Lasker, writes a letter to Taras. Look, I did this, and it would be an honor for me to play a match with you. And Taras answered something like, I mean, before even thinking of writing such a letter, you should win some more serious tournament, young man. This is something like Muhammad Ali, who said that whoever dreams of beating me should wake up and apologize. Okay, for Lasker, this was not easy, but then he said, okay, so what? And then he wrote to Steinitz. And Steinitz, Steinitz was the kind of guy, the player who plays,
And he didn't fear Lasker at that point. He was not afraid of him.
He was not like this, that, okay, with his nose up, that who is Lasker? No, okay, we make some money, we play chess, everybody happy, so why not? And then he lost. But it was somehow not Lasker. He was more encouraged or provoked by Taras' reaction.
But I want to tell you something more before we will start showing the game, that already after Lasker became world champion, he won 2 extremely strong tournaments, including one in Moscow at the end of the century. And after that, sorry, Pillsbury won one in London, and then
95.
Stanitz, I think Lasker shared a third prize, and Tarash wrote that for the first time ever, Lasker proved that he is a strong player. So as you remember that history between these two players, and their match was played in Germany, of course, in I remember Düsseldorf, in 1908. It's 112 years ago. And the game was played, it's game number 4 of that match. It's very mysterious game, in fact, because Lasker played with black pieces. There was a very modest opening. You will see, although I found that today a lot of players play this line. Look at this. If you show the board, can you see the board?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so here is a game. Lasker is black. Ruy Lopez, and look at this move. Does it remind you something?
Yes, but they played with other intentions.
Yeah, Berlin defense, right? Ruy Lopez. Okay, the game continues. Now, this is the old way. I think it's a Steinitz variation.
Yes. If you allow me, this is not fashionable at all, but I wrote some articles about it and even played it in several games. And I remember I played it in the European Championship, Team Championship in Porto Caras, 2011. I played it in the match against Holland because Smets, my opponent, was a very good theoretician. And I had little trouble making a draw with black, and we won the match. And during our analysis, we're joined by Giri Anish. And Giri, we analyzed, they didn't find an advantage, actually it was normal. And then he said something like, which almost made me laugh. You know, they told me that this is actually not such a bad opening. And I said, come on, Lasker, Steinitz, Capablanca played it. How can
it? So, D4, okay, it's normal. We're still, it's all theory. It's a little bit passive, but there is no weaknesses in black's position. White has a little bit more space. And here Lasker simplifies position with these exchanges.
Yes, because if after castling, Tarash had his own system, bishop f1. Castling is the main line. This is considered to be a bit that it helps white developing his space advantage. But if castle, then Lasker Steinitz, Tarash would not play bishop takes e6, but he would probably go bishop f1, which was his
right.
Keeping
Lasker knew that? You think Lasker knew that Tarash had prepared that?
Oh, well, Tarash was very outspoken. He wrote many books, and for instance, I have an old copy printed in 20-something, the modern Schach Party, the modern chess game.
Modern chess game. But you know, Mihail, today's grandmasters are not so much speaking in public about their methods of playing chess. They're more secretive.
But that time it was, of course, a runner. I mean, Lasker, for instance, he didn't. Steinitz, okay, he explained what he understood. Tarash also.
Yeah.
With Alechin, I cannot know. Okay, he was a chess professional. His profession was to be a world champion. Also, before becoming a world champion, he had to convince the sponsors that he was really cool. And people think that he was mainly a tactical player, and he advocated this too, which is not entirely true. Actually, Rudolf Spielmann said about Alechin that, come on, I could see all of Alechin's combinations, but I never get to those positions. So,
very good saying. Yeah,
he outplayed them positionally. And then, of course, he had this brilliant imagination, and But for Alekhine, it was better to explain that he was mainly a tactical player because this would attract sponsors. It would sell. And okay, it's also beautiful. I mean, okay, he himself felt well with this.
Well, Grandmaster, what I have done is co-opted that for my own use, and I said I could always play the combinations that Shabalov gets, but I could never reach the positions that Shabalov reaches.
Yes. You understand.
So the game continues. Look at, instead of like a6, maybe it should have been looked at. But Lasker again, he's trying to simplify position. And here, this is that's okay. He's pressuring c7 pawn, and if he has to defend it, so he's playing. Oh, now look at this move. This is really astonishing move.
I wouldn't have played it.
He is defending this c7 pawn, because if knight takes, then rook c5, of course, right? But the move is kind of unusual because that square should be for a knight more than for a rook. But let's see how the game continues. But this is first amazing game in amazing move, sorry, in this game. So knight d4. And this is second amazing move. Now rook comes to c5. It's very unnatural place for a rook to be.
Yes. Again,
and it's very unclear how the rook will maneuver, where it's going to be maneuvered. It's very vulnerable in this c5 square. So queen b3. Obviously, he defends a pawn. And now it seems to me that the rook now has a great difficulties to escape from c5 somehow to in a safe haven. So Lasker is developing his remaining pieces. It seems to me that somehow white has more space. It's well developed. It has no weaknesses, but somehow it's one of those positions when it's easier to play with the black than with white. I don't know why.
The main thing is that black has managed to exchange a few minor pieces.
Right. Yeah.
So that space is not so important. No. Especially that e4 is a little bit hanging now.
I understand.
Now look at this move, rook c4. Now it's obvious that the rook is not going to survive. The rook has no way to come back and join their forces. So the game continues. And now there is a forced combinations. Tarash saw that he is sacrificing rook and he's playing e5, and then he'll take rook back. And this is another amazing, the most amazing move of this game.
Shows its force, yes. He took on f4, yes.
Finally, look at the rook. Look at what it did. Rook e5, c5, c4, and finally rook f4.
You never
what an amazing career. Yeah. Now, at that point, the white's position going under the hill. There was nothing else to do.
Yes, this tempo, yes. Okay.
Well, the position is all of a sudden resignable.
Yes. It's desperado time. Yeah.
Right. So Tarash doesn't like to resign, but who does like?
No one.
So finally the game is over. And how to classify? Look, the game looks so simple. So the black played some extravagant moves, but don't forget that he was playing one of the strongest players of his time, Dr. Tarash, who said that chess, just like music, can make people happy.
And love.
He was a medical doctor and he was a fantastic chess player. And look at what Lasker did with him. Okay, are there elements of psychological preparation?
Perhaps. Well, where did Lasker go wrong? Was it the combination that he initiated with rook takes d6?
The position was about equal, I believe, before he made the combination. No, but the whole maneuver is actually sound. And you know what it reminds me of? There was some game, I don't know which of the Karpov-Kasparov matches. It was a double fianchetto English. Black played b6 and g6. It was c4, c5, so symmetric English, and it was like a hedgehog somehow. And then Kasparov played rook c8, c5, and then
I remember that game.
He provoked something, and then he came back to c5 and went back to c8. But he achieved some effect. But here, actually, the rook never went back. It actually went yes to c4, where actually it was not that passive. I think that Black was okay all the time.
It's an interesting maneuver.
Mihail, but take a look at this position before rook takes d6. Obviously, rook takes d6 is probably wrong move. But overall, the position looks... Now, okay, if Tarash would be given this position and say, okay, please find moves for white and play the best you can or so on, maybe he would find some better moves than rook takes d6. And there are probably better moves. But you see, the problem is that he was already frustrated by all this game, with all these rook maneuvers, rook d5, rook c5, rook c4. He had to spend a lot of energy, his emotions, to fight this very, very unusual play. And the moves, this e5, rook c5, rook c4, I'm trying to see who from players even from Soviet school and later, who would play this style of chess. It's very difficult to come up with this, because okay, so Tal was a fantastic player, brilliant combinations and so on, but it's not the same. This provoking rook moves, that's something else.
And what I see in this position that was very interesting to me is you have your king, your rook on the king side. It moves to the e file, so it's in the center, and then it shifts to the queen side, and it penetrates on the queen side, and then it comes back to the king side with a great exclamation point. So
yes,
that's a very interesting maneuver. How it several rook moves. None of them in particular looked particularly scary, but it ended up being essential to have it on c4.
But I would compare now, because this rook e5, c5, c4 is somehow trademark for Lasker. Okay, the same as his double bishop sacrifice against Bauer, but okay.
Oh yeah.
This some of his trademark. And of course, the rook goes forward somehow, like this on a tortuous trajectory. And for instance, one of Steinitz's trademark moves was knight g6 to h8.
Yes.
A retreat, because he was so Lasker understood what Steinitz meant by positional play, but he did not go to such extremes to put knight on h8, which was not a bad move actually in that game. The mistake came later.
What about his move with a white? He was playing the king's gambit with king e2 line. Do you remember?
He was stubborn about that.
I wrote about that. No, he had many games. He had 15 or 20 games like that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, but it was some crazy positions. He simply calculated better. He also lost some, but his positions were frequently close to losing. But he was just calculating better. So what he was preaching, that this is part of my theory, that the king is okay. He was right that the king
it's a fighting piece.
Its force strength like a fighting unit.
Yes,
that's true. And players like Karpov would play king e7, for instance, but under some other
in Karakan defense,
for instance, and Queen's Indian also. He has a game with Portish, but okay, he pushed things too far. And yes, the king can take care of himself and so on. And but no, this was nonsense. He was just calculating better than those guys. They tried to attack somehow, but he was just tuk, and so yes. And actually, the king's gambit has something in common with positional play, because we mentioned Rubinstein, and Rubinstein, his move was d4 or c4 or knight f3. He played with good result. He was a good player with white, and but he also has something like 23 or 25 king's gambits.
Oh,
and he
don't associate that with him
with a fabulous score. If you look at the score, it's crushing. Maybe he lost one, but he won many, many, many. And once he explained, and now everything is clear. I play the King's Gambit every time I feel like blue, like bad, like. Yeah, so it, of course, it has a positional basis. You on the center, okay? You give a pawn to get a center, but not with King E2, please.
Yes, I agree. Well, if I was interested in learning more about Lasso's game, is there a book you would recommend?
Well, what I'm aware of is this. They just published the first volume, and I think the second volume is on the way. It's some German publishing house. It will be 3 tomes.
But I was thinking more like maybe learn from the what is it? Learn from the legends.
But I don't have Lasker there because I at that time I didn't. No, my work on Lasker is you can find it in this book. I think the second volume is also it's in English. It's a German publishing house.
That's good.
A lot of historical articles. I do most of the chess part. I explain something about his style in each period and analyze games and. But I think that that's not. I mean, okay, I work with it. It's not that I'm just proud of it. I want to, but I know what I wrote, and I think that I convinced myself that Lasker was really great.
That's when you did it. That's what I was getting at.
I'd like to ask you two questions about this game that we just saw.
Yes.
Number one question is, are there any other players in the past and present, maybe in the future, who would even conceive the maneuver rook e5, c5, c4? Later on, rook takes f4, but that's tactical. But this maneuver, this rook e5, c5, c4, who else, what other player ever would play such moves? And my second question connected to this, he played it against Tarash in a world championship match, a fourth game. It's not a coffee house game. It's a very, very serious, one of them, probably the most serious match in the life of a world champion.
And they hated each other.
They hated each other. So how you, in such an important game, you hate your opponent who hates you as well, how can you even dare to play rook e5? Okay, that's rook e5, okay, to go back to e7. But then he plays rook c5, that's a point of no return, rook c4.
Even Kasparov went back with his rook. I mean,
exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Well, if he would play rook e5, rook e7, we wouldn't now even talk about this game. You talk about my haircut, some other thing. But we are talking about this game which was played 112 years ago, just because of 3 moves. But I can't figure out how. And my other question was, if Lasker would play the same 3 moves against other strong players, not Tarash, but others, like Capablanca, maybe, like Rubinstein, like whatever great players at the time. Maybe not. But he played it against Tarash because he wanted to frustrate him. That's what I say.
Yes, but for instance, first of all, I would explain this, the word I used earlier, freedom. Freedom. He was free. I like this word in general, about people in general, not only chess players. Okay, I believe that a player like Tal would do something similar. And actually, now I don't have a similar example in mind, but no, for instance, consider his famous game when he was black in the King's Indian against Botvinnik. And then he seemed to attack on the queen side. Rook c4, rook c8, queen summary on b4.
Yeah, I remember that. But it was, Marin, with all due respect, but that was a very clever attacking ploy.
Yes, yes.
On the Michael Tal.
But these are
situation. He was at the prospect to defend slightly worse position, maybe even really worse position. So instead of going and fighting for survival, he plays rook e5, rook c4, and rook c5, rook c4. That's really amazing. I can't compare this maneuver to anything else in chess. whether it's a past games or present games. By the way, it's the present games. I don't understand the present games. But obviously, look, I'm not a professional chess player. Don't pretend to be. But still, what can you learn? Like you were learning from games of Lasker and Rubinstein and others. What do you really learn from the games? What they're playing all this every day, this online tournaments? And I'm watching these games, and it's quite interesting. But what can you learn from these games?
Well, no, actually, of course, I saw this game many times, but actually, your question, the way you put the question is just opening a new horizon. I mean, okay, we see the game, we know the maneuver was nice, we know it was correct. I know because I analyzed the game, it was correct, and he won. But the question is, how did he conceive such a plan? How did he dare to play it when he was not forced? Because it looks risky. So I believe that okay, it was also some feel, some I don't know, positional dynamic feel.
Intuition.
Yes, but it was also like Tal. I mean, okay, Tal when he saw an idea, he just went for it. Only that sometimes his ideas, I mean, his tactical, brilliant things, some of them were not correct, but he had an algorithm, he had a system of evaluating the position. He did it not with closed eyes. He had so Lasker, yes, it's and it's remarkable because okay, he had a very varied style. But
Yeah, I can go back to
But Mikhail, look, if Lasker would have at that point before Rook e5, if he would have lost position or close to the lost position, and he is trying to survive, he is doing some desperate moves. Well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, so he'll lose anyway. But his position was not lost. It's like slightly worse, as usually. White had more space, a little bit better development or so, but nothing dangerous really at that point. So Arash is going to take. He's taking a huge strategic risk by playing Rook e5, Rook c4, so Rook c5, Rook c4. He's going into unknown game in territory where it's almost impossible to calculate everything to the end. He couldn't calculate. He couldn't see all the whatever moves Tarash would play. So it's even now. I mean, as we speak, it's very difficult really to explain what's happened.
I assume that for such a strong mind like his, and to some extent maybe also Karpov. I mean, Karpov had a principle. Until I don't see how I lose by force, I don't accept a draw. I mean, this confidence that if it's just worse, then he will make it work. And I believe that Lasker, of course, he checked, he understood some nuances, and he didn't see why it was wrong. And then he just felt it would be a pity not to play it. I mean, he saw it.
Tell me, do you think that it could be the Rook e5 with the idea of Rook c5, Rook c4? Do you think Lasker prepared it before the game?
I don't really think because
I don't think so either.
no, somehow okay. But if he did, no. For instance, I know a bit about how theory was progressing in those years, even before him. For instance, Steinitz and Chigorin, I mentioned, they had this dispute in the Evans Gambit, and Steinitz played something really risky and dubious. He played with all his pieces on the background, back rank.
But it wasn't psychological. It was just luck.
But in that match, Steinitz Chigorin, they came with improvements. There are some 5 games, I believe, played in the same line.
Yes,
And they were coming with improvements, each of them, by turns sometimes.
Grandmaster, could I return to your idea of freedom and see if when I explain it my way, the way I understood you saying it, if it makes sense to you? With Steinitz, he had his rules, and he was constrained by the rules. And Lasker knew the rules, but he knew when he felt free to break them. whenever he.
Like Korchnoi said. Korchnoi said that in order to break the rules,
You have to know that.
know them very well.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
yes, yes.
But I'm intrigued by the use of the word freedom to describe his play.
Yeah. Okay, your question, okay, but well, okay, it was an important match, and of course he didn't want to lose. It would have been a problem if he lost that game. But let's take a more extreme case. Fischer Spassky. Before the match, Fischer never beat Spassky. He lost 3 games and drew 2. Then he lost the first game. Okay, I think he lost it on purpose. I think he wanted to start from 0-2 because he promised that long time ago against Botvinnik. So, okay, he never beat Spassky. He was on -2 in the match. And then he plays the Benoni in the third game with black. And he plays knight h5, allowing bishop takes h5, g takes h5. I mean, he was close to just to lose everything. And he goes for that, which is a novelty. Okay, of course, he prepared it, but still, he went for it. And it worked. It's actually correct. I analyzed the game. Only at some point he played a neutral move, and then Spassky could have retained an advantage. But the whole concept is correct. So it's the same thing. I mean, I believe it's not a less risk to play knight h5 than rook c5, rook c4. And again, against at least Lasker had some. Okay, he was stronger than Tarash. Tarash was not so young anymore. He had his confidence. He had won some matches for the world title. But no, Fischer was just, the first time there and against a very unpleasant opponent, very difficult opponent. So he did that. And actually this turned the match around.
It's really interesting to me that you bring that particular up because I got started in chess because of Fischer, of course. But I was just a class player when he won the world championship from Spassky. And when he played knight h5, I just thought it was a mistake. He was leaving himself with doubled isolated pawns. And I had been taught that was, you just don't do that. So he broke the rules.
But after he got his pawn on g4, I analyzed and actually he played like a machine. Fischer,
all the best moves, yeah.
I worked. I published a database for modern chess on Fischer, and I started a new series of champions. I did 4 of them, and the way I understand Fischer was that okay, he studied openings a lot. He studied the Soviet magazines.
He knew all that stuff.
But he was not as deep in opening as Geller, for instance. But he knew everything and he analyzed also. But I believe that he didn't put so much focus on the opening. He just wanted to go through it. And then at some point he would create some moment of crisis when the opponent should take a crucial decision. And the right answer may be one which would be not so easy to decide upon. Something risky. If the opponent played that way, I mean, something sharp. Okay, Fischer knew how to calculate. I mean, it was not a bluff. He would have handled that too. But many times the opponent would make some concession. He would get scared of it.
Yes.
And then Fischer would play like a machine.
Yes.
Then if Fischer managed, no, he was really very accurate and he was going straight to the
he played the strongest moves until checkmate. That's true.
Yes.
Listen, we had a fascinating discussion, and I'm sure we are going to continue that. But however, we would like to know what new art Maria will show us today.
Yes.
Because we'd like, okay, now we are talking and look at some chess, but we would like, as we know, chess is an art.
Okay.
And looking for association with other art. Maria, your art definitely should be. Michael, you can log in the Chess Stars, so you will get ready.
Yes.
Okay. Maria, please.
Yes. What? Today I will show 3 women because there is 3 interesting men, and the first woman is Sasha Starr. More classical woman, and I didn't see.
Okay.
There is
more. Oh, how nice!
And
Because Sasha is a very classical.
Yes, because today Sasha is very classical. And second woman as Jim. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, with sombrero.
Ah.
This
With a
one.
hat.
Oh, beautiful. What's her name?
I don't know.
Nameless.
Nameless.
we
Chess queen, some chess queen.
Yeah. No, that's
Just
beautiful.
And
The first one reminded me of Monet. Was he an inspiration for you?
well, there is a chess queen.
Impressionist artist, but
You go on site, Alexandra Kostyanyuk. She is promoting herself as a chess queen, and I think she may like this painting.
and also
and the last painting
because no, this should be for Sasha because he's ever young.
Oh.
yes, ever young.
This one.
The older he gets, the younger he gets. Ah,
Actually, I must tell you one thing. My wife is fascinated by your paintings, and she's following up. And once coronavirus will be over, she wants to come and buy your paintings.
yeah.
Oh, she's crazy about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that last one reminded me of Cleopatra playing chess. That's what I first watched on.
Okay, Michael, tell me please, are you ready to launch chess challenge?
Okay, just I am here already. So what should I do?
Okay.
Play.
No, no, you go. Hold on, let me find this chessboard. Okay, you go to events. You see chat, games, players, events on the right side.
Events. Okay. Yes.
Okay. First events. Go to the last one, launch.
Launch.
Okay.
Launch an event. Yes.
Okay, and then you should put time control, how many games you want to play, everything. It's all up to you, and then you press it.
Okay, I put 3 plus 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 3 plus 2, sure.
And how many games should I put?
How many? 6, 8, 10 maximum. No more than 10, please.
Let's say 7. Okay. Yes.
7 is fine. Yeah.
Lucky number.
Yes. Correct.
Wait. What is wait mean?
You can start right away.
No, wait minute. Okay, I just start. Yes. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So.
Oh.
But it's not. I see something with. This is just the board, white and black. It's not.
That's all I see too.
Hold on. I will hear it.
Yes. Already.
Okay. You know what?
I have. Я играю с некой Sasha Starr.
Yeah. I don't know why I was first one. Huh. Look at that. Okay, I need to do something here. Hold on.
Nice pawn from F2 to A7. Can you see what the pawn chain we have from F2 to A7?
Okay, everybody can see the game now?
I am not seeing it.
No?
Now I am.
Oh, good. Good, because I thought that I will lose before you'll see it. Okay, it's a kind of a classical opening. Look at that.
You know how we used to call this in Romania?
No.
Idiotenspiel. It means the idiots play.
I got that.
Don't ask me why.
I didn't need the translation on that.
I believe Florin Gheorghiu called it like this, but actually it's one of my favorite openings. But I'm very satisfied when calling it Idiotenspiel.
Your favorite idiot.
Yeah, your favorite, yes. But what's wrong with this? Okay, your bishop's on b2 is maybe not so.
No, I believe that Idiotenspiel because it's so symmetrical somehow. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
one is.
No, but you see, I broke symmetry. I'm playing for a win. This is why.
I know. That's the problem of the system. Yes.
Oh my God.
That's still, what has he got to worry about? I don't see too many weaknesses in White's position. Or Black. You're both solid.
You know, I ask my wife, what is the weakness of my chess game? And she said, your chess game is your major weakness.
Your wife played in several Olympiads, I believe, yes?
Yeah, she played in several chess Olympiads, and she was 8 times a Canadian chess champion, ladies chess champion, of course. And she's playing at least 10 blitz games against me every day.
Wow.
Oh. Mhm.
That keeps you sharp.
But did
Yes,
she play?
yes.
Did she play?
Actually, thanks to her, I studied game a lot, and because otherwise, when we met, she would crush me like 10-0, 9-1. So I figured out she will leave me very soon, and unless I will do my game.
That's why you have to study to keep her.
Yeah, I really have to study. Yeah, otherwise it would be kaput.
Well, this is provocative.
Hmm. Hmm.
Chess is provocative.
Okay, I must survive this position. Do I?
I will be strong. I will survive.
I'm fighting for my life. Guess what?
I'm fighting for your life too.
My fight is almost over.
Yeah. You wanted that other diagonal. Yeah.
Maybe it's not so clear. Okay, let's.
Now he's got the 2 bishops and he's opening the game. This makes sense to me. And that doesn't say much, but it makes sense.
Now what to do? See, the problem is
Very, very tough. You must, I think. I think.
yeah, I don't feel take on e6 and my position is just dead. It's probably dead anyway, but there is no checkmate. I mean,
No, you're not. You don't have to resign.
yeah, but it's getting there. I have a strange feel that it's just almost there.
Well, that D pawn looks scary to me. I don't know about you, but oops. Oops.
Oh.
What? Oh, exclusion. Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you take with the rook, then I have
Sorry.
d6. If you take
Yes.
with
Yes.
This is why I changed
Looks
my mind.
scary. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you have very strong player coming up, Victor Mago. He's very good from Venezuela. Oh, I remember that opening.
this I played against Donchenko.
Yes, that's right. Oh.
Yes. Very consistent. White square orientation.
Yes.
Very interesting. Of course.
Yes. Well, the bishops are hitting their ideal diagonals. But there's nothing wrong with White's position either that I can see.
No, of course not.
No, there is already something is wrong with White's position. You know why? White is, in my opinion, overextended. And he has to now protect g4 pawn and fighting for all his space he gained, maybe unlawfully. That's a problem.
Huh. I don't know about White, but I'm thinking. No, he didn't do what I was thinking.
No?
They never do what we are thinking. That's the problem in chess.
Yeah, that's one of the problems. That's one of the problems I've always had. They don't play what I anticipate.
Oh, an active move. That's really active move.
Okay, but maybe this was not so clever what I did.
I still have the same thing in mind. Oh, there it is. Finally. I was thinking about that for a long time.
This I saw after moving.
But maybe it's not so dangerous after all.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. We'll see.
Oof.
We'll see how dangerous it is. Oh, now it's not dangerous at all. Oh, and now it's even more promising for me.
Probably he's playing for a draw. Uh-huh.
Okay, let's try something here.
Give yourself some luft.
Oh.
Okay. Well, my stature is a bit better, so now we can play for free.
Yeah. I mean, I think he could have played somewhat better this position. It was so when with the queen, bishop.
Well, I prefer white in the ending, and especially if he could trade the rooks. But I mean, I prefer black. I'm sorry, I said it backwards.
Well, it's clear that white is playing for a draw.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
No, the position is almost symmetrical, but my pawns are more mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, for instance, I can think of, but f4 I don't really like. He takes with the e-pawn and then g4. So we are not ready for that yet.
Right. That would lock the position.
So let's first.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. That I didn't want to disturb you. But
there were players who had this philosophy. When you don't know what to do, you just let the opponent doing things for you. So
play a move that doesn't disturb your position. I call that passing.
Well, he's trying to make a draw. We know that.
I think you're right, Sasha.
But nothing wrong with, especially when you play grandmaster, to play.
No, I would play for a draw too. I would play aggressively to get him to resign, like Karpov. But no, I mean, I would get a better position and hope he accepts my draw offer. Because the longer I play grandmasters, the more they seem to get an edge. And that looked right. That looks right to me.
Now I think black has an advantage.
Yeah, but not so simple.
Not so simple.
Yeah.
That is true.
Not so simple to convert anything.
Oh yeah, you need a major mistake from white.
Well, he's locked the 3 pawns on the white's king side. So now he can try to exploit the pawns on the queen side.
Yeah, logical. And that's exactly what he's doing. Yep. Anyway.
Because it'll be easier for black to make a pass pawn than for white. But will that be sufficient?
I think c5 wins. No?
Maybe king e7. Like Steinitz said, it's better to keep pawn moves in reserve.
Yes. One in reserve.
Especially somebody said that the pawns never go backwards.
Yes, you know, I was commenting some elite tournament on the World Chess Network, another Canadian site.
Yes, I remember that.
So at some point I said something like somebody played a pawn move like this, and I said, okay, you know, but the pawns never go back. And then some guy was so insulted that what do I think they are stupid? Why they don't know that pawns do not go back?
Right.
And then it was a long discussion actually with that guy. he would not give up. And then I told him, look, I'm sorry if you don't like my comments, but I must say that the feeling is mutual.
Well, I think that's reasonable.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Ball game. All she wrote. The fat lady has sung.
Okay, but now we play,
That's an extra pawn move. Changes everything.
Yes.
Yep.
Now who has the opposition? Yeah.
Oh, no, he can go king f4, but it doesn't matter. And, okay.
Bravo.
No,
So-
actually, this structure I know very well from Korchnoi. He played a few times. He beat Porugaevsky twice, Miles, and sometimes it was an ending, equal ending.
Yeah.
But still, he had this.
Very solid play.
Yes, people know theory nowadays.
White plays Catalan opening and black plays. Oh no, it's not really Catalan. It's something else. No.
Now I want to make it a Grunfeld.
Yeah.
No, I played this a lot on
Oh, what's that move?
on the internet. I'm not sure it's really sound.
Yeah, but usually people always criticize moves like c4 because your d4 pawn is longer under pressure, and you can develop your position quite easily.
If I was commentating on the game, I would criticize it.
You would, yeah.
Yes, but now we have to understand why.
Yes.
Yes.
We also.
I think White probably should play bishop g5 and then e4.
Yes, but then he just takes. I'm not sure.
G5 and you play h6, so it's the bishop isn't really threatening anything.
Yeah, probably I should do that. Yes.
Okay, who would who would criticize my way of playing this position? So what's now? Is knight e5 right move?
I don't like it so much, knight e5 actually.
Yeah, it's simple.
Let's try to provoke him.
Mm-hmm.
You would provoke me.
And
Follow up with e4. Yes.
No, I'm not sure this is the solution.
Well, this requires calculation.
He's scared to death.
Made him
Taking
wince.
pawn on e4.
I think you made him wince.
Okay, well now White has an easy game.
You gave him Fisher fever. He had a complicated thing to work out, and he.
Yes. Yeah, maybe, yes. Especially in online blitz, this is important. But I'm not sure if I'm as good as Fischer. And I have my fears that I'm not.
Well,
Anyway, we call that chicken. Oh, sacrifice?
you may not be as good as Fisher, but you may be a better writer.
No, actually, I believe Fischer didn't comment many of his games, only those
60 memorable games.
Yes, he doesn't explain much there, but his variations are very accurate.
Yes,
it's quite remarkable that his variations are.
that must be the way he thought. In calculation.
And he was honest in his.
Yes,
And don't forget that it was before computer time.
that's correct.
No. But and you know who? I'm not so sure about how honest Alekhine always was, but he was brilliant.
He was always winning.
No, but he was brilliant. I mean, okay. Now, for instance, I went wrong.
On his Was it 1924 New York analysis?
Not only that. No, in many of his comments. Okay, but now I did something which I shouldn't have.
Oh, okay. You gave him some chance. Now he's scared to take pawn e3. Wow.
Well, you had to, didn't you? You had to accept it.
Yes.
Wow.
Black has a very good position, but okay, what can I do?
I think white is going for a mating attack on the king side.
Maybe, but how?
Well, you start with rook c7 probably, then knight g5.
But bishop d8, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a Lasker.
Where are you going to relocate it to, though?
You will see.
Rook b7.
No, actually, rook b7 is not bad. Rook b7. I was thinking of rook d7. That would be a Lasker.
Lasker.
Lord.
Yeah, that's better. I think that's better.
Now let's continue with the Lasker thing.
Yep.
I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Well, it's famous. Whatever you're doing.
Okay. I'm not sure what I'm doing and why I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure either now.
But
not that you need my approval, but I'm not as convinced as I was.
But okay.
Wow, that a pawn down.
No, because c8 was hanging.
Yes, he could not take it. Yes.
No, now at least I get some activity.
You have the C file. You have the back rank, the 7th rank.
Yeah, the 7th rank. Yes, now maybe the bishop is coming out some, and his king side is under some pressure, you know. No, of course he has some other trumps. For instance, d4 is.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I love that. I think I love that too.
Yes, that gives you a nice square.
I think black will make 8 more moves, no more.
Oh yes, I think I'm going.
Sasha likes to do this. He likes to predict the denouement in precise numbers.
No, but really, I mean, black's position is hopeless.
No, now he has no counterplay at all.
Yes, I agree. You're taking your sweet time.
Yes.
Which is also a good lesson. Don't rush when you're in a better position.
Oh, yes.
Let's
go here.
5. Both moves are good.
I mean, I cannot trap that knight. Let's just make fun of it.
But just keep doing what you were doing, yeah.
F4, G4, you know, F5.
Absolutely. And black has no moves whatsoever.
There should be a way.
Okay.
This is why sometimes you have to wait, because they are doing the job for you.
Exactly.
Okay, so
I think F5 probably wins.
What about F5? Yes. Maybe not the most technical, but it splits.
Now the rook's double on the 7th. Or even better, yeah.
Ooh.
He's just playing mean now.
No.
Ooh.
He's just playing mean.
Say 8 moves? Not much.
So may I ask an art question while we wait for the next game? Who would you say was your inspiration for your art?
I don't know, because I see it very old move and
movies.
And all the chess, all the star, all the move star. Okay, it's Audrey Hepburn, Catherine Hepburn, for example, Marilyn Monroe. many women.
You can also mention men. I don't mind.
No, man is man. Okay, a woman is more interesting because it's very beautiful. It's beautiful body, beautiful.
I agree.
And okay, and of course, we find the chess position for beautiful woman, beautiful combination, or some interesting.
Was there an artist that inspired you?
Artist. I love, for example, Alphonse Mucha and Vladimir Korovin.
Oh yeah, he's well known.
What?
Korovin is well known.
Yeah, Korovin is very interesting, but little bit not my style. But okay, my old style.
You change your style?
Yes, because for the chess art, I changed styles, and now my style is sort of cubism. But my old style is more
Classical.
more classical, as Claude Monet or
Yes, that's what I thought. That painting behind you reminded me of Monet.
Yeah.
Yes, because the colors are just so just spectacular.
Tell me, Maria, is there enough such?
It's my good
Specialty.
yes, it's my specialty.
Maria, tell me, there is a so-called Russian or Soviet school of chess. Is there a Soviet school of arts and painting?
Soviet School of Arts is very strong, and now in academy, many Chinese students go to St. Petersburg for learn of as artists. For example, very good painter Nikolai Blokhin, and
I've heard of him.
yes, and I don't know my I don't remember a name because it's my not
Strong.
not strong side. But
Yes.
okay, Blokhin, Mukhina, and Zinaida Serebryakova is very strong, very strong.
Have you ever been to St. Petersburg?
She was born in Leningrad and she lived her whole life in St. Petersburg.
Yes, but
what a dumb question then.
Private lessons, not in
I'm done.
Academy. Oh.
Nicely done, Sasha, though. You really made him sweat.
Oh, yeah. You know what I found in the opening for some...
If the question was for me,
yes.
yes.
Remember, Mihail, Richard Leiva, he is a very strong player from Cuba.
So, if you would, pronounce the Great Art Museum in St. Petersburg.
Excuse me?
Музей Petersburg.
My favorite is Russian museum because it's only for the Russian painter. Because on the Hermitage, many classic painter, but it's not so special. More special is the Russian museum.
See, I've always wanted to go to St. Petersburg to see the Hermitage.
Yes, but okay, Hermitage is very beautiful, of course, but Russian museum and smaller and kind of special. I don't know. It's my
I understand.
favorite. And the big collection of artists. Serov, yes, that's Serov and Korovin and and Ivazovsky and I don't remember. Queen G, Arkhip Queen G is very interesting.
Of course, Queen, yeah, he's a great artist.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a chess player, Queen G, yes?
Yes, he was many years ago. He was a world champion among the youth.
In the opinion of this FM, white is better.
Yes, yes, that's right. I remember a few times Richard Leva. He was playing in the contest, and he played a stronger position. He was doing quite well. I don't think that my information will scare Mihail. I'm just trying to
I
share.
have played one or two strong players in my. But this was careless. Oops, this was careless. Okay, not careless enough. He wants to go to 5. Oh, not careless enough. Okay.
Do you know Kandinsky?
Yes, yes, Kandinsky. I know, but it's a little bit not my style. But
Yeah,
he's a very successful artist.
well, he's in the Guggenheim in New York. So that's where I first saw him, and I wasn't very impressed. And not that I'm an artist at all, but I also saw an exhibition
C1 probably
in Vienna, and it was wonderful. So I changed my perspective on him.
Yes, it's a very interesting style and yeah, very interesting artist. But I love more classical. I'm sorry. Yes, is I love my favorite impressionism as a style.
Impressionists.
Yes.
That's where you get your Monet.
Yeah, of course.
How about Gauguin? I recently read a very interesting book about Gauguin.
Oh yes,
it's very, very, very fascinating life.
What a wonderful life! Yes, and
I don't know about the life of Gauguin.
Yeah, it's in Russian. If you find what was his name? He wrote several books about impressionists, and they're all translated into Russian language. And I read all of them. I'll find out for you what it is.
Well, there was a wonderful exhibit. I'm forgetting. It wasn't. I don't think it was MoMA that did it, but again, it was in a New York museum because mostly we see the Museum of Modern Art, and that's where it was, Museum of Modern Art, and they did an exhibition on him, and it was wonderful. Also changed my opinion of him.
I don't know. It's a very, very annoying position for white because black pieces are active and they always find some active moves.
But there are 3 pawn islands for black and only 1 for white. So I would trade off queens, for example.
Yeah, but that might be a losing. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, now maybe now finally we get where we want it, but it's not so clear, of course. Oh, okay, he said that's knight h3. Okay, that was useful.
Yeah, you must play this. Absolutely.
In the FIDE master's opinion, that was a forced move.
Oh, I gave up a pawn.
Ouch.
Okay. That was not pleasant. But
now you have 2 pawn islands.
Black has 3.
Okay.
Oh, these kinds of night endings always made me dizzy.
And the problem is that I plundered the second pawn, and that's not good.
Well, that's okay. It's just a game.
Well, you're going to make Richard feel very nice.
Oh yeah, he loves to win.
I tell you, I just have the hardest time with these endings. They are so tricky.
Really?
I was thinking that too.
No, what if takes on a4?
But b3 is hanging.
Yeah, it's not the best way to do it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. See, obviously doesn't want to take, but have you improved your position? Oh. So you're going to say, show me.
I'm afraid he will. Oh, that was awful.
Okay, it's your time now. Take on b5.
I'm missing everything.
And a4.
That was not my idea.
No, I didn't think so. He's got to be very happy now. Oh, that's the way.
I know, but I'm also in time trouble. Yeah, that's.
Yes. And you can't calculate these.
No, and it's lost anyway. So.
Yes.
Yeah, it's now 2 pounds. Of course. Yeah, it will be tough to.
No, of course I blundered a lot in this game because it was at some point winning, at some point maybe. Well, there is a button for resigning, yes?
Yes, yeah. I'm always looking for this button in my games.
But time did it for me.
It's okay. Don't worry, just a game.
That's all right. Yes, it has happened in the past.
No, actually, sometimes the opponent plays so poorly at some point, and then you relax. And suddenly, but then he starts playing better.
Yes, of course.
And in Blitz, of course, you cannot adapt.
We used to do that in racing too. If you passed the guy who was in front of you, you would relax because you're now in ahead. And then somebody from the other lane would come past you and you were going, oh, and you don't have a second gear to kick in anymore.
Something I really like this opening for black.
Yeah.
You know,
very interesting opening.
It looks very aesthetic to me.
I know what you mean. I feel the same way.
Oh.
If I only remember what I analyzed.
I assumed yes. I might have refrained from that provocative move, but there must be a reason behind your apparent madness. Huh.
Oh, bishop takes.
That's surprising. That's surprising.
That's surprising, yes.
Well, I would say that pleasantly surprising, no?
That's right.
But I do my ahas too. I have my ahas too.
He's not impressed by your aha.
Oh,
No,
I just blundered. Okay.
It's not a blunder.
But it's not that bad. It's not that bad actually. No. No, actually, it's good. It happens to be good. Reasonably good.
Very
but
interesting.
Of course, no, not really good, but okay. Not really good. No, I'm kind of. Well, actually, I
changed down. Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay. I got two fantastic positions and then I just blundered in both. Yeah, okay. Earlier I played
yes,
some Blitz tournament.
You might need to play Sasha.
No, his game will become much weaker. You know what will help him? Don't forget that next week you will play Grandmaster Shirov. And
Okay,
Shirov is very tough opponent.
Yeah, I know. We played some games.
There'll be some crowns laid on that game, won't there? We'll be betting crowns on the game.
Well, it will be a contest. A contest with the name Guess Your Move and
Yes.
Win. Or choose your moves and win. Either way.
Well, I'm not so sure what the point of that was. Maybe. Well,
No, he wants to exchange pieces because, of course, he is in exchange up.
Yeah, so he's definitely trying to exchange pieces. Really?
Okay, this doesn't look so, but okay, he's still an exchange up.
Yeah, you have two bishops, but you have to employ them.
No, you know, it's the moment when you feel sorry that okay, you are exchanged. I mean, okay, you blundered and you are exchanged. That's okay. Okay.
now he plays it.
Well, mistake.
Mistake. What can I do?
That's okay.
Interesting. I would not have thought of that. Well, this is why I am an FM and he's a GM.
No, I'm not sure why I'm on a GM right now. Actually,
Well,
not really proud of my my anything.
well, you know, there is some drawing chance, not good chances, but
I don't see it.
nah, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't see it.
Well, I don't like pawns on both wings.
Bishop e5. Bishop e5.
No, of course, it's just fooling around. I mean, okay.
No, listen, let him demonstrate his super technique. Okay, that's not super technique. What is it? And back to e5, right?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
You have to take regard.
See, this is better than this is better. I would have taken this rather than leaving him with the H pawn. I think you have more drawing chances this way. Pawn's on only one side of the board. Of course, he has an extra one. That hurts. Oh, why not?
Mihail very strong without exchange.
Not tonight, really.
It would be better if he didn't. He was not down the exchange. Yes.
Oh, Petrosyan was down to exchange many times in his games.
Intentionally, though.
Well, I think black has more chances for a draw than white for a win.
He's still a pawn up. I mean, with equal pawns, then I would
yes, if he was
be almost sure that it's a draw. But
Yes.
Yeah, if you could take back one of the pawns, would be
If you
nice.
take the A2 pawn off the board, you'd definitely be drawing.
Okay, he tries some
Yeah.
trick, but I believe this helps me a bit. What, am I going to be mated?
Probably.
Don't think so.
No, because I wanted to unpin myself to put the bishop on c5, and then I have a fair chance for.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, it's almost like a fortress.
because I was pinned, and then now.
Yeah. Just play a little bit faster because he's ahead of time.
Yes.
He's very greedy.
What is the rook doing there actually?
Okay, now it's time to demonstrate his great technique.
Where are you going that way?
Yes, she should go all the way to a4.
Yeah.
That is what I want, to go to that he goes to a4. I think now it should be a draw.
I think so. Yeah, it's a fortress.
Okay, he wants to escape that way. Not sure this is a big improvement.
Yeah, now he is definitely committed himself.
No, now I'll just take the pawn and.
Yeah, seems to me.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
There is no mate.
That's not mate either.
Okay, I'll be
You have to be worried about your time.
Yes. Maybe it's still problematic, yes.
Whew.
Maybe I did something wrong, I don't know. Yeah, now I'm losing again.
Yeah.
Probably.
Keep moving. Keep moving. Oh.
No, but I have some lag.
Now that you have no time.
No,
Yeah.
but what about the increment? I don't know, the system lags, I believe. Because
No increments were on. They even show the increment starts.
Then there is some lag. There is some.
Maybe there's some lag. Yeah, what's your time? Oh, he's also a strong player. Edgar Rivas. Yeah, you see it counts 2-1-0.
It's only delay, not increment.
Oh,
no,
it should be an increment.
Oh, maybe you didn't put increment. Maybe you put delay.
Maybe I put yes.
That's why. I see.
Okay, that was the thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's right. Yeah, it was delay.
You must move quickly then, because you can't catch up. Time moves only in one direction, Alexander.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. Okay, look at that modern play.
Not really so modern. This is that's
yes, it's well known, right?
The King's Indian itself.
Yes. But it's a very forcing way to play.
Not always. For instance, the way he played, it's not forcing. The way he's played is more solid. E5.
So usually in the King's Indian, you try to attack from black's point of view on the king's side. And
yeah, okay, it's a fight all over the board, actually.
yes.
Oh, look at this guy. He really knows what he's doing.
I'm not sure what he's doing with his knight. I never understood what King's Indian players do with their knight on a5, but okay.
But they want to fianchetto it.
They want to annoy Tarash theory. The knight on the rim is always dim.
What did you think of the Game of Chess by Tarash? It was a very instructive book for me.
I don't know which game.
The Game of Chess, the book.
Or written by whom?
Tarash.
I didn't hear you so well.
Okay, now both knights are on the rim.
Yeah, okay, but this move makes a little bit more.
F5 is possible now.
Okay, let's play solidly.
See, he's going to fianchetto his knight.
Okay, he saw that I want to win a pawn with queen a4.
Right.
Yeah, very careful guy. And what to do after knight e4 maybe?
Knight e4, I don't know. c4 is hanging.
Absolutely right.
If he had played f5, would you have played f3? Or how would you play?
I would have taken.
Taken.
Taken, yes.
Okay.
You know what? I believe we agreed that we play chess for fun. So
yeah. I was thinking about it, but
I couldn't make sense of it though.
oh, e5 is coming sooner or later.
Yes.
let's try this one.
Yeah, that's right. Just to play knight g7.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was right to provoke that. But we agreed that we play chess for fun, yes?
That's
Yes.
right. It must be.
Well, there's chess for fun and chess for blood. I play chess for fun.
Okay, so let's see what he's doing with his bishop.
And knight.
Now he wants you to not be able to play e5.
Oh, but he just made major concessions.
Yeah, okay, but the position is almost blocked, so not easy to break him.
Yeah.
But
Don't give up yet. Yes, I don't know.
no, I would take, of course, here.
You get your open H file anyway, so it's not completely blocked.
Yes, okay, I have to play on that side somehow.
Logical.
Yes, I agree.
Now the bishop is kind of a big pawn.
Yes, it is very big pawn. 200 pounds pawn.
I might have played bishop h4 there and get it to g3, but now I think he's given you a little
Yeah,
hope.
but he can play h5 anyway, so you can would be nice relocate your pieces a little bit.
Now I want to bring all my toys.
Sure,
Yes,
not
now your knight is free from the defensive c4, so now your pieces can spring into action.
Of
So
course, I
he
have
will.
to find something tactical if I want to win.
The tactics is going to happen on e5. Oh, he's playing
Whoa.
for tactics. That's guess what?
Whoa.
But
This I did not see coming.
no, okay, this something similar was played by Kasparov with Timan. Actually, it's a famous game which Kasparov lost.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay, in this variation with knight a5, but okay, of course, in a different position. But actually, the fact that he sacrificed the exchange didn't really solve his problems. So we'll see.
No. Black's position is hopeless,
He's losing on time too.
and he's losing one time as well.
Well, we'll see how it is. Maybe it's still interesting, yeah.
Still a game.
So okay.
You know, yeah, that's right. That's the winning plan.
Maybe.
He made sure that he is never going to make any moves with bishop on g5. There will be no moves ever.
Now it's a big pawn.
Now we have to do something.
Okay, that's a done deal.
Whoa.
I was right. No more moves with bishop on g5.
But
I
no,
say,
this I believe, no?
rook c1.
So where is my mouse? I have to move. Okay, so what is that?
Too little, too late.
Too little, too late is my call too. See, that hurts.
I would hope so.
And even that, I mean, it doesn't help much.
Yeah.
But not clear what happens, yes?
I didn't like that.
But what's the deal here?
Well, the threat is obviously e2, but yeah.
Oh, I lost some time again. No, but there is lag in the system. I'm sure there is lag in the system because time is running and my board is not showing his move.
Yes,
hear click.
I see. That makes it even more difficult.
Well,
cancel your games and start with an increment. That might help.
Yeah. Mihail, anyway, we really appreciate you and Maria coming for us to talk about the chess and art. And we are very grateful to you. And thank you so much for the games. And now we are all looking forward to a big event next Saturday.
Yes.
We will meet a very strong opponent, Grandmaster Sheriff. But Sheriff is also has to meet strong opponent. It's Romanian Grandmaster Mihail Marin.
Maybe.
A wonderful author. A great author, I must say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I will be always happy to see you again.
Yes.
Okay.
All the best to you. Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you very much to everybody. And I will see you next Saturday on a contest.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.